few weeks ago, back in New York. So I was in Savannah this week, and Shabbos be in Brooklyn, fancy Flatbush. So, Parish Devarim. Parish Devarim, we get a recount of some of the places the Jewish people went to. And of course, we don't really need to know these things because the Torah told us last week 42 places. Matos Masa, even though Matos 42 places. And B, these places we never heard of, they're not real places. And we'll first go bananas over this. Well, these are the sins. And Rashi says, Chatzeres, love on Chatzeres Tizav was this. And Kliakar says, Averis were different. It doesn't matter too much. The point is, what do we need these places? And first, say this is a Musar, it's a rebuke. This is the partial rebuke. All the things that Jewish people went through. Moshe is repeating them, hinting, because they embarrassed them perhaps. Also wasn't them. The people that did these sins not here anymore. These people died. Maybe Shevi Levi did it, but they are still alive. There's a reference to a few months ago I saw that the Chayena, the Chabad book, that quotes. There's a reference that maybe the Levium did sin at Meraglim, but because they had protection status from what they did at the Egel, maybe the Levium did sin. They're still alive. Whatever. So what do we need this for? What's the point of this? So the idea the Maharanayim puts together, it's a pretty interesting idea, is that you look at Gullus, you look at Mitzrayim. Jewish people always say, let's go back, let's go back to Mitzrayim. Perhaps it wasn't the place. Let's go back to Mitzrayim, because no one wanted to go back to Mitzrayim. But this mind of Mitzar Yam, the straits, meaning like the depths of pain, tsar. Their mind was literally their minds were in Gullus. Their minds were in a small place. So there's a Hasidus term. It's called Katniss, Katan, and Godless, big, small and big. Small mind, big mind. Small mind is when you only see, we mentioned a few times, small mind is when you only see what's in front of you. Godless is like big picture stuff. Again, you see someone screaming at the dentist's office, and you're like, "Oh my gosh, this guy's dentist is terrible. Stop it! My kids in pain. I'm in pain. Kids don't hop." But then you look back, and you're like, "You know what? I need to go to the dentist. If I don't go to the dentist, I'm losing my freaking teeth. I'll have a chipped tooth forever. You need to go to the dentist. Surgery. Yes, you need to do this. Big picture." And this is the idea. When Jewish people, and again, it's not just Mitzrayim time, it's us also. When we think small, we get put in bad places, and we think big, we change what took place into something different. So it wasn't like, the churban happened, the sins happened, punishments happened, then we have to kind of get out of it. We put ourselves in those areas, and we caused this din to happen. Things happen, bad things happen. It's a din, meaning it's because of something else, and you have to fix it from what caused it. It sounds a little obvious sometimes, but we don't see it sometimes. I mentioned this a few times. People, they like to, something bad happens, you say Tehillim. You say Tehillim for this, Tehillim for that. Okay, another one was saying Tehillim, but if you have a problem and you get din, Hashem gives you a strict din, you have to know what got you in the din. Saying Tehillim is not really going to get back to that. Lashon Hara, your stomach's not well, maybe you ate something, maybe not benching well. Do you have more amuna? That's a cause and effect. Saint Tehillim is not the cause why I got into this, which is why the Gemara, we talk in Yuma, we talk about why is the churban, why the second churban? Who cares? What's the difference? What's the difference? It happened. How to no? What got you there will get you back out of Goas. And this is the idea that if you're stuck in Kanis, you're stuck in a Mitzrayim mindset, then bad things will happen, and you don't learn from it. Then you know what? It's going to happen again. And it happens again. And Moshe's trying to tell the people that you got out of these things. And the proof is, here you are at Israel. You made it. Every place you went to, the 42 places, and particularly the sins that took place, Korach and the Ego and the Mun and Kirisataiva, all these places, Mariva, all these places, it happened because we were thinking Mitzrayim mindset, Katniss, bad things happened, but we were talking it, we're moving on. And the proof that we learned from it is we made it at Yisrael. And Moshe says, El Devarim, these are the words. Because the way to get out of this, the way to kind of fix a bad situation, meaning to avoid getting into bad places, is Dibur, is Dibur. El Devarim, these are the words. And Moshe says, look at me. Because 40 years ago, I was some guy in Mitzrayim who couldn't talk. He tells Hashem, I can't go to Paro. And Paro, he talks to Paro. Paro doesn't listen to him. Jewish people don't listen to him. No one can understand him. Either he was physically couldn't get the words out, or just couldn't put the thoughts together, or the people didn't understand what he was saying, whatever it is. But here we are 40 years later, and Moshe's up there in front of everybody. And Moshe now just could speak to people, but speaks to Hashem. No one speaks to Hashem like Moshe did. So we go from someone who 0 to 100 or 1,000, whatever it is, talk to Hashem, whatever number that is, through Devarim and through Torah. That's the answer. That's the answer. When you have Torah and you have perspective and you use your words to get out properly, whether it's Torah or Tefillah, with the right kavanah, with Ava and Yira, Chilu, Tchimu, Chilu, awe and love, whether you're davening with awe and love or learning Torah, awe and love, this allows you to kind of see big picture. It's not a magical thing. Let me just think big picture. You need to connect Hashem. You need to connect Hashem as through Torah and Tefillah. And this is the thought process that Moshe is telling you. The places are not just places. These are sins that took place because things happened, and we got out of it. And to get out of it is through Torah, and that's the lesson we have here. Just talking, just davening, just learning. That's halfway. But the Zohar says without chimu, awe, and joy, nothing flies up. The words don't fly up, which is a sobering thought. You could daven all your life, and tefillas never went anywhere. We could learn Torah, and the words never went anywhere. So putting this together, putting these two things together, awe and love, into your words, that small picture. I want to think large picture. Things happened. It's not just a small event. And the nas that Hashem gave our mind from kindness to godless. And here we are, Shabbos Chazon. Shabbos Chazon. Shabbos of seeing. Shabbos of seeing. Because we're here to see things. Meaning, we see things, kindness. And the idea is to change it to godless. And when Moshe says to people, you kept saying you want to go back to Mitzrayim, it's not perhaps the place of Mitzrayim. It's the thought process. This is kind of what we're trying to understand here with the Shabbos Chazon, Shabbos of seeing. That's kind of what we want to take from this parasha. What bad things happened, the churban, what other terrible things happened to us 2,000 years ago, or to us yesterday. Like, for example, losing your suitcase, or having issues parking your car in Savannah at the hotel, things like that, small things, to transform it, to understand, you know what, Hashem gave me some din, but how do I transform it? How do I think big? What do I have to work on myself? I should have been Torah better. Should have been to shul. Am I stressing the wrong things? Looking inward at things with this das that will get us out of the public churban, the public goals, and also your personal goals. That'll help. And with that, Shabbat Shalom. Hopefully we don't have a Tisha B'Av fasting next week. But either way, Shabbat Shalom.